So to derive the Suvat equations, the first thing you need are these two ones here. So the v equals u plus at and s equals a half bracket u plus v bracket t. I've written here the ones that we are going to be trying to derive. Now all you have to do for this is keep substituting the first one into this one here, okay? So the first one that I'm going to do, I'm literally just going to replace the u in this formula with this part here, so the u plus at. Okay, so for the first one, sub in 1, so v equals u plus at into 3, okay? The only reason why I've called them 1 and 3 is just because obviously in the PowerPoint you'll see that they're the ones that they're labelled. Okay, so we've got s equals a half bracket u plus, but the v has now become u plus at, so u plus at, and then you've still got the t on the outside. I'm then just going to simplify the bracket, so u plus u is 2u plus at, and then the t on the outside. Okay, I'm then going to multiply everything on the inside with the half and the t. So a half times 2 would just be 1 whole, so it would just be a u there. And then that u multiplied with the t would give you t. And then for the second one, half of that would just be a half of it. But then the t multiplied with the other t would give you t squared, okay? So this is now given us number 2. Okay, now to get number 5, we can actually do that very quickly, straight from using this equation. So if we sub in, now I am going to rearrange this a little bit. I'm going to rearrange it so it's u equals. So to do that, I would take away at from both sides. So u is actually equal to v minus at into formula 2. Now you can sub them into formulas that you've already derived. So because I've already derived this one, that means I can then use it to then derive another if I want to. Okay, so we've got s equals, now u is actually this v minus at. I'm just putting it in brackets just because it is being multiplied by t, and I want to make sure I multiply both parts by t, and the rest of it will stay the same. Okay, then we can expand out that bracket, so that'll be vt minus at squared plus a half at squared. Now looking at these bits, they've both got at squared, so that means I can simplify them. Now this is just 1 whole, so minus 1 plus a half would give you a minus a half. So we'll still have the vt at the front, okay, but minus 1 plus a half would be minus a half, and then we'd still have the at squared. Okay, so we've now then derived number 5 in the list. Okay, so that's 2 of them done. The final one, I am going to go back to the top 2 here. I'm just going to rearrange the first formula. So in the first formula, this doesn't have an a in it, so there's no point using the a, but they both have a t in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make t the subject of the first equation. So to do that, I'm going to start with taking away u from both sides. So we've got v take away u equals at, and then divide both sides by a. So we have that v subtract u divided by a is equal to t. Okay, so I'm now going to sub this into formula number 3, okay, which was this one here. The s equals a half bracket u plus v bracket t. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to write it out again just so that people can remember what it is. VT. Okay, so the most of it will stay the same, so it'll still be S. A half, it'll still be U plus V in the bracket, but your T part will be this bit here. So I'm going to put in brackets again just to make sure I'm doing all the workings right. So I'm just going to get simplified bits one at a time. So I'm going to start with multiplying both sides by 2, because that means that it will remove the half. So by doing that, I'm going to have 2s on the left, and then I'm going to have u plus v times v minus u over a. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by a, because we've got to divide by a in that bracket. So we'd have 2as is equal to u plus v times v minus u. Okay, now this is just like a double bracket, so we can then expand that. So that's going to be uv plus v squared minus uv minus u squared. And then we can simplify that. So the UVs, we've got one UV, take away another UV, so they're going to cancel. So we're just left with v squared minus u squared. But we need to obviously make it the way they want it. So I'm just going to go back to the top for a moment. So they want it so the v squared is the subject. Okay, at the moment it's not. But I can easily do that by adding u squared onto both sides. Okay, which means that then v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as, which is the fourth equation that we needed to derive.